All right, y'all. Fun fact about me, I am a big hip hop head. And if you don't know, now you know. It is one of my favorite genres of music to listen to. And I cannot tell you how many hours that I used to spend jamming to all the tunes on my Walkman. Yes, I'm dating myself. But I am not the only one. Apparently, Congress loves hip hop too. Its influence on American culture is so iconic that lawmakers passed a bill to make November National Hip Hop History Month. To understand how hip hop came to be, it's important to visit its birthplace, the Bronx, New York. Slated to open in 2024, the Universal Hip Hop Museum will take audiences on a journey through the local and global history of hip hop music. Visitors will be able to head over to the Boogie Down for a celebration that is the past, present, and future of the groundbreaking entertainment and cultural genre through one-of-a-kind exhibits and educational programs. For more on all of this, I have Rocky Bucano with me now, who is the executive director of the Universal Hip Hop Museum. Rocky, welcome. And what a day it is that we got a hip hop museum coming. Tell us, what can visitors expect when they finally walk through the museum's doors?
Well, this is a project that is 11 years in the making. We will basically be, curating the global evolution of hip hop history from where it started in the South Bronx to where it is in today's contemporary music, celebrating the 5 elements of hip hop, which are the DJs, the MCs, the B-boys and B-girls, the graffiti artists, and the most important element is knowledge, the knowledge of self, the knowledge of how to create and how to innovate. And that's what hip hop is. Hip hop is a living, breathing culture, and the museum is going to be this culture that represents this living, breathing organism that people love all around the world.
Oh my God, I'm so excited just listening to you talk about it. So first of all, please invite me to opening day, because this is going to be epic. I think about this and I'm realizing that there are so many different types of rap under the umbrella that is hip hop, right? So you've got New York and the East Coast, which is where I'm from. I'm biased because that's my jam. Then you've got the South with areas like Atlanta and Houston and Chicago. Don't forget Florida, right? You've got the Midwest, you got West Coast, you got Compton. I mean, there's so much. And then even internationally, the French rappers, the British, I'm even thinking the Koreans have kind of jumped in, right? So have you run into any challenges curating exhibits that fully encompass the scope and the range that is hip hop?
The challenge is that it is a global culture now. It doesn't just belong to the people of the Bronx or New York City. It belongs to the entire world. So in order to have a museum that represents the entire global footprint of hip hop, you have to be innovative, and that's what we will be. We're going to create one of the most innovative museums in the entire world. We have a 53,000 square foot facility that we will basically be making accessible to everyone, everywhere. People will be able to access our archives and collections online through a virtual museum that we're creating, or they can come in person and visit the exhibits that will be opening in 2024.
It is so dope to see this museum coming up, and it looks beautiful, by the way. And I'm thinking about how hip hop has grown up. I've grown up with hip hop. We got billionaires. We got hip hop billionaires right now, right? Like Jay-Z, Puffy, or P. Diddy, whatever we call him now. And I'm thinking about, though, the folks that, necessarily didn't grow up, right, from hip hop. And earlier this year, New York lost a legend when DMX passed away at the age of 50. So the museum actually has plans to honor him when it opens. Talk to us about how you're going to do so.
Well, DMX, he was not just an amazing artist. He was an amazing human being. He really had a spiritual side to himself that people began to understand before he passed. His connection to a higher being is felt in his songs. And, we're just going to basically celebrate his life as well as many of the other people who have passed away, like Heavy D and Big Pun and Lisa Left Eye Lopez from TLC, and all these amazing artists that have contributed to this culture to make it what it is today, whether they have deceased or whether they are still present. Gladly, most of them are still here with us, thank God. So we'll basically be celebrating everyone's life and their contribution.
Ah, I love that so much because there's so many prominent rappers that are gone too soon. Thinking about, Guru, Biz Markie, right? Jam Master Jay, Prince Markie D, Black Rob. Like, there's so many people, and it seems to me that hip hop has always been a boys' club. Now, as a woman, like, I found all the women and I followed them, but it's a boys' club. Women haven't always been in the game, or at least elevated in the game, but you've got producers and rappers and breakdancers and lyricists. How is the museum gonna celebrate the female trailblazers in the music industry?
Well, the women of hip hop are so important. Can you imagine what a hip hop party would be like if there wasn't any women in the room? It would be as stale as cold bread, right? So, Queen Latifah, MC Light, Missy Elliott, MC Sha-Rock, the Mercedes Ladies, who was
Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper. The Sequence with Angie Stone, Cheryl Pearl, and Blondie, who created the song "Funk You Up," which was sampled by Dr. Dre and Bruno Mars and the likes. So, we cannot create a museum that doesn't pay tribute to the amazing women who have participated and contributed to this culture.
Yeah, seriously. So here's the thing. My question for you, who is clearly, not only a hip hop connoisseur, but a historian who can curate this entire museum. I'm gonna put you on the spot, and I'm gonna ask you, what is your favorite decade of hip hop?
Well, see, I'm gonna be politically correct and say all of them. I truly do. I like every decade. I was there from the very beginning. I was a DJ myself, so I saw when hip hop wasn't even called hip hop, what it was, how it began, how it started, and I like today's music. I do like a lot of the artists that are putting out music today. I like Cardi B. I like Megan Thee Stallion. I like J. Cole. I like Kendrick Lamar. I like these guys, and they're keeping that gas, the pedal to the metal, and keep pushing everything forward. And I like the fact that when I travel overseas, I see graffiti, I see the b-boys that are keeping those elements alive. So hip hop is flourishing all around the world, and I'm just so pleased that we're building a museum that's going to celebrate this amazing culture that has become the most influential export of American music in the entire world.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, this is epic, and I am so excited about it, and I'm so excited to meet you, Rocky. I gotta tell you, I'm a 90s hip-hop head. It's the best decade ever. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there, but I appreciate you being diplomatic about it. Thanks so much for coming on tonight, Rocky. I can't wait until the museum opens. Appreciate you for joining us here on Amplified.